So who out there doesn't love big fast RC drift cars like the awesome Armour Infraction? However, at around 600 bucks plus, I recognise that it can be out of budget for a lot of people. So with that in mind, today we're going to be reviewing the ZD Racing EX16. 4-wheel drive, 3,300 kV, brushless motor, top speed of around about 35 to 40 kilometres, but that's not what this car is about. But as you'll see from that body, it's very hoonigan in style, which might give a clue as to what this ZD Racing EX16 is all about. And speaking of which, you're going to see later on in this video just what this thing's capable of. So let's see what we get for our money. I will say the last ZD Racing car I had in, the quality of which was absolutely second to none. A few stickers there, so a little bit of self-assembly required. The car itself, which with the body film removed, just like that, looks pretty good, but I think we really do need the stickers on. And speaking of those stickers, you've got full instructions as to where to put all of the decals on the car. So let me do that, like this. Looking pretty darn hot, like this. Absolutely loving the look of this thing. It is not, obviously, an original cam block Hoonigan replica, but you can see where it gets its inspiration from. So with the body sorted, what else did we get for our money? Instruction manual, I shall look at that in a little while. 2-channel radio, speed switch, which I'm assuming is speed dual rate, steering trim on there, on off, and you can even reverse the steering on there. Not too bad at this price point. Compact battery charger for our 1500 milliamp 15C lithium polymer battery. Now you can use that charger, or do like I'm going to do and put it on a fast charge. Now we mentioned that this being a 2-channel radio, as there are 2 variants of this car, an 01 and an 02. And the 01 version of this car has a 4-channel receiver and a separate ESC and receiver. The 02 version has a 2-channel transmitter and a combined ESC and receiver, which is exactly what we're going to find inside this car, which, as I noticed when I was putting the stickers on, also has front and rear lights. So with the body off, what do we get for our money? Well, quite possibly one of the best looking RC car chassis out there on the market. The last one I thought was stunning, this one equally so, with the milled aluminum on there. 4-wheel drive, Dean's connector on there, battery slips in from this side, and we have a steel centre drive shaft, aluminum top plate, and aluminum shock holders, both front and rear. And the suspension on the car, well sprung as opposed to well damped, but I do believe ZD Racing do upgradable dampers on there. I'm not sure if these have got much oil in there. With front and rear diffs, as well as the added benefit of bearings and steel drive shafts all round. And controlling that 3300 kV brushless motor, we've got a 30 amp ESC combined receiver. Well, it has the benefit of a 3-wire servo. That's all there is the connection for. A Richie whoa moment, because I've got 2 sets of lights, both front and rear, and nowhere to plug them into. So need a little thinking on that one. Now I did mention they did this in 2 versions. This being the 02 version, it actually weighs around about 12 to 13% less than the 01 version does, which to my mind is quite a good thing. But I do know the radio has got no gyro function on there, so if this thing drifts as good as I hope, and it should do with that 3,300 kV motor, which is designed for bottom end grunt as opposed to top end speed, then how good you are at drifting is down to how well you control it. Okay, my battery charged, I'm all ready to go with the ZD Racing CX16. I'll put a link to this car below the video if anyone is interested. First of all, I'm going to test it on a smooth concrete surface inside, then I'm going to take it outside and do a second test on blacktop and see how it handles on both surfaces. So let's get to it, Richie. Just remember guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe. So, is it a drift monster? Well, as I said, it's got no TSM or AVC on it, but let's see. Yeah, a little bit tricky. Drift well, but that was with the dual rate dial fairly well low down. Acceleration and full throttle. Oh yeah, we've got plenty enough power on there to drift. And this is concrete is maybe not the best surface to try it out on, because it is very slippy indeed. But not too bad at all. I'm thinking might be better to take it outside and test it on the blacktop, but I've dialed the dual rate down a little bit on the throttle there, so slightly less throttle on there, but a little bit more predictable in terms of being able to drift it. Quite tricky to catch fast. Well, my first thoughts are, can't help thinking, it'd be a good idea to change the ESC so I can fit a separate receiver with a gyro, because I have a feeling this thing could then be a drift god. But anyway, let's take it outside on a blacktop and see how it handles. Now, as brushed as cars go, it's a little bit stiff at the start, but then once you give it its head of steam, it's got more than enough power to bang into Richie's foot. Definitely think it could do with a gyro on it to make it an absolute blast, but you can have a lot of fun in a small space with this car. Not sure if I can hit that 35 to 40 kilometers an hour top speed, but that is not what this car is about, for sure. It is about being able to home with it in quite a small space, or quite a large one if you've got one. Now you do have to be quick to catch it on the throttle, I have to say. The back end, when it comes round fast. Almost do with steering dual rate rather than throttle dual rate on there. But like I say, it's fairly easy to fit another receiver and ESC in the car. But overall, I'm quite impressed with the first performance of the ZD Racing Hoonigan car. Not certain it'll hit that 35 to 40 kilometers an hour top speed, but I'll put the GPS on it in a future video. So if you do want to see how fast it is, then don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, hope you like what you've seen today. It's a cracking little car, very well engineered indeed, and I'm sure with a bit of practice and maybe changing to a receiver with a gyro in, it's going to be a blast to drive. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.